Hey, Cubs fans! Your favorite team is the Uni Stories Vintage Sports Team of the Week. First, a quick history lesson. The Cubs, originally called the Chicago White Stockings, were established way back in 1876. Not to be confused with the Chicago White Sox, which were founded back in 1901. That must have led to some confusion, which was likely the reason why Chicago's National League team was renamed the Cubs in 1903. Now let's dive into those little-known facts. For multiple generations of Cubs fans, Wrigley Field has been the only home ballpark that they've known, as Wrigley has hosted baseball games for well over 100 years. Before Wrigley was opened, the Cubs played elsewhere, and that ballpark was destroyed in the infamous Great Chicago Fire. Harry Caray is a Cubs icon and called games for the Cubs for 16 years. He's well beloved in Chicago and even has his own statue outside of Wrigley Field. But what you might not know is that before his time in Chicago, he called St. Louis Cardinals games for 25 years. That's where he first started singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" during the seventh inning stretch. He also broadcast for the Chicago White Sox for 11 years before he worked for the Cubs. So it's a little strange that he's a Cubs icon when he spent so much time with the Cubs' primary rivals. Everyone knows about the ivy-covered outfield walls at Wrigley, but who is responsible for this unusual ballpark feature? Though it is somewhat debated, this innovation was credited to Bill Veeck. Though there is debate on this, Veeck has frequently been praised as the one responsible for the ivy being planted in the late 1930s. The even greater irony is that Veeck was part of multiple MLB organizations, but he was most well known as the Chicago White Sox owner, well after his time with the Cubs had ended. So, next time you're at Wrigley, you've got some cool stories to share. Before your next stop at Wrigley, make sure to visit us online at www.uni-stories.com for some great game day gear that you will not find anywhere else. If you love the Cubs, we've got something for you. If you don't like the Cubs, we've still got something for you, so you can make a fan statement or a fashion statement. Uni Stories, every jersey tells a story.